Okay. So... No wonder nobody could help me with anything, because the game... It did not work for over an hour, guys. Why did you not tell me? Okay, let's do all of this again. No, it's fine. Probably everybody had.
We shall examine the evidence acquired yesterday.
Okay, there we go.
We shall examine the
Yes,
evidence
I'm
acquired
gonna...
yesterday. Let me study this more closely. A very fine white cotton. Let me study this more closely. I recognize the style of this
Yeah, no, I
trinket.
can tell. I should have checked before.
Greasy substance. Very interesting.
Okay, that was that. That was everything we had to examine. Okay, we can't go it. I have to go through the dialogue. I'm gonna click through all the results real quick.
I could not wait for you much longer. We have but a brief moment to discuss your notes before joining the inspector at Sherringford Hall. Paul Lestrade must have spent
open
a
up the
terrible
stupid
night.
riddle again
My
so I
word,
can
Holmes,
copy it.
even you have admitted that this case is
There we go.
uniquely perplexing and difficult.
I mean, a safe riddle. Okay.
You are, of course, correct. I still have not arrived at a reasonable and definite explanation of these events.
Well, I guess we're
Watson,
just gonna
our
go
success
through
lies
all of this
entirely in
again.
our ability to sift through the vast
Do you
amounts
have
of
any
facts
other
and evidence we
snacks?
have at our disposal and discern which items are of true significance. We cannot allow ourselves to be blinded by these superficial logic-enforced hypotheses. We also must not
need
overlook
sugar.
trifles
I
and
need
by their
something to
very
fuel my
existence,
brain
they
now.
destroy the most solid of theories.
Oh, that was sad and frustrating.
Watson,
At least it
consider
works now.
all persons
I guess it was
intimately
more
involved
to
with the
most people
preparations for
that
the
are just
reception
listening
knew
and
the
lurking. I
precise
guess it was
positions
kind of like an
bronze would
audiobook.
occupy on that stage. We must remark that they had this knowledge for at least
No
a
wonder
week
nobody could help me with the riddle.
Numerous
I'm a
experts
pro
have made
streamer,
much of
what
the
can I
fact that
say?
the
I
deadly
checked.
shot was of unnatural precision. We have also learned that Horace Fowler
I love
was
that
a
half the
renowned
times the
expert on all
subtitles
types
also
of
are not
mechanical
working.
devices and automatons. Then Fowler is found dead a mere 2 days ago. These facts give rise to a serious line of inquiry.
I find your deductions quite probable, Holmes.
But how can we explain the guest list with notes? Any probable theory about these events must correspond in all ways, including the smallest of details. Watson, I have a general idea of what you discovered during your return to the Flatham railway station. Please correct me if I get any detail wrong. You learned from the station master that several minutes before the arrival of the last train to London, 2 men entered the station one after another. First, there appeared a tall man clothed as a worker. His hat was lowered to hide his eyes, his right hand bandaged. He took a place in the right corner near the platform. A few moments later, Horace Fowler came in and sat down on a bench. He spoke briefly with the station master and by all appearances seemed to be freezing. I can add that you have probably learned that the station master began to work in Flatham only 4 years ago. The rest you can tell yourself.
Really, Holmes, you were right concerning the information I received from the station master. When I entered the railway station...
So, the tall man with red hair was likely the nephew of the deceased Ramsbiggy.
Hello.
And he was probably watching
regarding the last scheduled train
to the north,
specifically the one that ran 2 days ago.
And following
You're
him.
one of those fellows from London working with Fletcher, aren't you? Wait a second, let's see, 2 days ago, or rather 2 nights. That was the night when Mr. Fowler was here.
Did you see him?
As clearly as I see you now. But he didn't seem well, he was all muffled up, and every time he opened his mouth it was to cough. The people from the village say that he's an odd one.
Likely
He's always
because
amusing
it's
himself
not
with
Mr. Fowler,
gewgaws
he
and
was
puppets.
playing like he was a call. And he doesn't know him because they didn't have
Do you see him often?
too much
I
contact.
don't know him that well, because he didn't travel very often.
Because
I
Fowler
didn't think
is
it was a
dead
good
in his
opportunity
house.
to make his acquaintance,
I'm gonna
but
repeat
he wasn't
everything I
able
said
to say
before.
more than a few words without suffering a sudden coughing
I'm
fit.
trying to, so
It
the
seemed he
clues
was
stay the
travelling to
same in the
north.
edit.
However, I cannot say
Can't
with any
believe I lost
certainty
an
that he
hour
arrived
of
there.
play. To be fair, this game is very broken. You have to like restart it multiple
there anyone
times
else
or
on
it
the
will not
platform?
capture.
Yes, there was a fellow. I could see his face beneath his cap, and for a second I thought he had a revolver in his pocket, but then I noticed that it was merely his hand. It was all done up with a large bandage due to some wound, I suppose.
Where was he, exactly?
He stood in that corner over there, and Mr. Fowlett arrived a bit later. I heard the sound of his coughing for about 5 minutes after that. When the train arrived, they boarded the same carriage.
And where might I find this train carriage?
Why?
Uh-huh.
It's the same carriage, and he will
Well, I
stop it
must
for us.
Until later.
I'm gonna skip through this a bit. I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to listen to it anymore. We already did, and I already know what to go. There's nothing in there, nothing in here. First row.
Another white feather.
So my guess is that the nephew broke in. It's the empty one. The nephew broke in because he was watching what Grimsby was doing, but he cut himself
Someone
on some
forgot
glass
my
in the
cap.
kitchen.
And I believe that hairs on it are red.
And then he cleaned up his blood with the mop, and he took the pillow to bandage himself. Or his hand.
A Chirapaki cigarette. The same as...
Okay. There we go.
A red hair. This is splendid, Watson.
I did not dare to disturb your thoughts on our way back to London last night.
Chirapaki
quite
cigarette,
forgotten
same
about
messenger
this
portal. And yeah, essentially, I think the nephew was following the murder of Mr. Grimsby. Not Mr. Grimsby, Mr. the other guy, Bromsby. The rich guy. And
What can
then,
we do for you today, Mr. Holmes?
like, the murder is
Come
probably
here, Wiggins.
the not Frenchman, not officer. Not actually Mr. Fowlett. I mean, he managed to disguise himself as Mr. Fowlett after he murdered him, and he left a card for an
We must
antiquary
leave now,
shop.
Watson. Let us return to Sherringford Hall.
So he's actually a master of disguise. And he didn't talk much in place 6, so the station master wouldn't notice that it's not actually Mr. Fowlett, and he got lucky that the station master didn't have much contact with Mr. Fowlett before. Okay.
Hello. You seem to be in a fine mood.
Oh, yes, because I am sure that Miss Bramsby and Lieutenant Harrington will make a splendid couple. He's very handsome and rich.
Wait, and how do you know this?
Again, I'm very suspicious of him because he appeared very, briefly like the person that
A very generous tip when he carried the lieutenant's trunks during his
invited him,
don't
didn't
say.
know him for long.
Yes, and if they decide to get
But he
married and
vouched
make
for
their
him.
home here, we won't be afraid for our jobs.
And then
Considering their youth, the
saying
family
that
won't
he's
start running
rich just
anytime
because he
soon.
gave a lot of money
Used to be a
also
nurse,
it
you know.
isn't necessarily true. Because
Well, I must leave
he
you
may
now.
just have
Please
played
say
that
hello
he's
for me
rich
to your doctor friend.
to get maybe part of the inheritance or the
My respects, madam. It would seem that you have received good
company.
news.
Oh, it's Miss Bromsby and her admirer, Lieutenant Harrington. It is wonderful to see love bloom despite such tragic circumstances.
Have you ever met Wyatt Collins?
The nephew of the late Sir Bromsby? Oh, I have seen him just a few times.
Like the
since I was
red-haired
hired for
guy.
Sherringford Hall. He stopped visiting the hall because of a quarrel with his uncle, I think.
How would you describe him?
He was a very tall and slender young
Mhm.
man with a bright red hair. He's not well mannered.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen Inspector Lestrade?
He is with Miss Bromsby and Lieutenant Harrington in Sir Bromsby's office. He's waiting for you.
Thank you for your assistance, Miss Lambert.
You are surely welcome.
I will skip through the riddle again. Just because it's stupid. Oh, come on! There we go, switch the stupid scenes. Maybe I will read you guys the riddle thing again, just so it's in the VOD. But essentially I'm not gonna be able to solve it anyways. Oh, my nose is
Hello,
running
Mary.
like crazy.
Hello,
Stupid
sir.
allergies. Do I have my pollen filter on? I do.
Tell me, Mary.
To be fair, it
do
has
you
been
remember
quite a
Wyatt
while since I
Collins?
took my last
Oh, he's a black
antihistamine.
sheep, that one is. He had a bad habit of stealing from the wine cellar at night. Then he was so saucy, he tried to pin it on the staff the next day. Can you imagine that?
So you weren't fond of him, on the whole?
He spoke ill of
He was
everyone.
probably then the guy that stole the
recall the day our master
drinks
tossed
from the
him howling
cook
into
that
the
the
street
cook
because
was
a blackguard
searching.
dared to slander Mr. Grimble.
Well, I will see you later, Mary.
Goodbye.
Yeah, he's not at Mr. Grimble, but from what we now know, he actually may have a point in doing.
Well, it's not too early. I've just informed Miss Bromsby about Mr. Fowlett. Besides, I told her about the notes that suggested Sir Bromsby's wish to amend his will in favour of Mr. Grimble. According to our solicitors, this new development does complicate the succession. Let's hope Mr. Bromsby's safe contains an official document which will allow us to see things more clearly. I do hope you've discovered the code, because I did not sleep well last night and I'm in no mood for riddles.
So, let me explain this to you
Sequence
guys.
of numbers found at Fowlett's should help me discover the code.
I still don't understand it, and so do many others, even the people that write the solutions, but apparently we have 1, and then we have 1 1, and then we have 2 1s, and then we have 1 2, and 1 1, and then we have 1 1, 1 2, and 2 1s. And that always describes the previous row. So the actual solution however they get it is 3 1 2 2 1 1.
It is simplicity. This could be. What could this key?
Yeah, it's
open?
simplicity at its best, and nobody that had written up the solutions knew how it worked or understand it. So your attitude and your behavior in this affair that has set us one against the other is vile and contemptible. Abandon all thoughts about the Fairfax Theatre and the cell on which it stands. You conduct yourself as a brigand, and the brigand always comes to a bad end. Dwight Richards.
I have a feeling that I should inspect this Fairfax Theatre. It appears to be Bromsby Enterprises territory now, and Grimble's office should be nearby.
Can I not speak to the inspector, or do I have anything else to read? Oh, I need to... No, but it isn't there. Where's the account papers? Did I not take them? I thought I first took them.
Bank statements.
There we go. Okay, we're not gonna read that. I already read that. Okay, look at this. Significant amount of pounds, like 15,000 pounds twice is not... And 8,000 one is not that little. Either way, now we can. Okay, back to kind of where we were before.
Not one shred of paper about the inheritance. My superiors keep
We have
pressing on
lost
me,
like
saying that we're
20
going through a
minutes to
crisis
that.
in the city. For now, I'll check into this Richards character. What are your plans?
First of all, I will need this key. I presume that you have had neither the time nor the opportunity to inform Mr. Grimble about the current state of the investigation. As it is the weekend, could you ask him to come in?
Rest assured, it will be done.
Miss Bromsby, I will ask you for your continued patience. I have given you my word that I would discover the truth.
Whoops.
And upon my word, I shall find it. Gentlemen, Watson, we must take our leave.
Okay, time to go to Bromsby Cement
But
Works.
what are we doing at this place? And why did you ask Lestrade to call Herman Grimble to Sherringford Hall?
To ensure Grimble would not find us here. In the pursuit of justice, Watson, we are once more obliged to bend the law.
Sorry, but why?
If Scotland Yard can be shown the necessity of searching the offices of Bromsby's Cement Works, many things may happen.
Exactly, Holmes.
Now, Watson, we need to find a way into the cement works. Oh, Watson, it seems fortune favors us.
Well, maybe it does. Hello there.
Hello, Mr. Goblet. The last time I saw you, you were filling barrels with motor oil.
Well, I'll be jiggered, Mr. Holmes. It is a small world, isn't it? Your days of roaming the docks are long past now, aren't they? Same for me. Tell me, what brings you to these parts?
Are you the watchman for this factory?
Not official, like. This would be Fat Dub's job. But I take his place on weekends and he checks in on the by and by.
Who is regular night watchman?
That will be Marty and his dogs. Why, Mr. Holmes?
Well, we have to investigate this place and we need to get
In
any.
truth, I'm interested in the recent murder of Sir Bromsby. My investigation convinces me that vital evidence may well lie within this place.
Say nothing more. Here's the key for the office. It's the building just to the right after the entrance. The building's in the centre of the workers' cloakrooms. I don't think you'll find much to interest you there. Further in the yard, there's the storehouse for raw materials.
Okay, well,
Do you also have the key to the former Fairfax Theatre?
No, I don't have that key. The only key I know of was given to Mr. Grimble when the building was bought.
okay, goodbye.
Mr. Holmes, you must make haste, as Dubs has not been by for over 2 hours, so I'd expect him in the next quarter hour or so. No need for thanking me. This is small service indeed for all that you've done for me in the past.
We will return.
I'll wait for you.
Okay, so first things first to the office, like we did last time. And luckily I've already figured everything out there, so we can just go there and essentially go to all the procedures without losing too much time. Of course, closed. I need to use the
Now,
key.
Watson.
There we go.
Watson, stay by this window and let me know as soon as you see a large man coming from the other side of the street.
All right, Holmes.
So there's nothing downstairs. We're just gonna go upstairs.
They must have never cleaned here before.
Okay, first things first, key.
This key reminds me of another.
Oh no. Oh, I thought I broke the game. Oh my goodness. I thought I broke the
Photographs of
game.
Several completed projects of Bromsby's enterprises. Let's have a closer look. It is young Grimble, and there are visible signs of family resemblance between the
two. Bromsby in India with Grimble. Grimble and an unknown person from the waters in Grimble. And young Grimble with his brother in India. So maybe this guy that he actually sent out to kill is probably maybe the brother.
This is a veritable museum. An old souvenir from India. Is there anything under this tiger?
Yes, there is. Okay, to the picture frame.
Closed.
Those were the keys from Bromsby's office. And we have, oops.
This writing is very hesitant and jittery.
Don't be stupid, Grimble. Accept my conditions on this. Do be assured that I will tell everything I know to anyone within earshot at Sherringford Hall, WC. And an account. Let's go to the elephant.
I'll examine this statue of Ganesh. A miniature of Bromsby.
Yes, that was the one I missed on my first time going here. I totally didn't see that thing opened. Oops. So the miniature goes to the bridge. Because the bridge has a spot missing.
What a beautiful model.
There's a key falling. And that key goes... Oops, I forgot to click out, not walk out. There we go. Happened last time too. Look that I repeat the same things, but at least it's going more smoothly because I know what I'm doing. Okay, going here. And then actually having the same troubles before that it doesn't switch in the scene. Lovely.
Closed.
Using the key we just found. We cannot take
can't
the
keep
key.
this. Grimble will know that his drawer was opened if I take this key.
Melvin, you must pick W. Melvin is probably Bromsby. And Fred from WC, whether it's the same, it's probably not the same because the handwriting is different. Yesterday, after a prolonged struggle, Captain Lowry expired at his residence in military quarters. Despite suffering for a period of weeks from fever and dehydration, the deceased kept his lucidity and spirits till the very end. So said the close neighbours Mr. Bond and Mr. Waters. W? Question mark? He was a widower and an exemplary officer of the commissary. His friends commented that he was deprived of the career he truly deserved. His repeated disagreements with his superiors during the construction of the bridge over Kalidasa abyss adversely affected his subsequent postings. Despite his many virtues, he was not assigned duties in keeping with his true talents. A mass will be said in his honour tomorrow in the chapel near the barracks. Mr. Waters, privy to the last word of the deceased, said that Captain Lowry, contrary to customs, did not desire to be buried at the Bombay English military cemetery. Rather, he'd be insistent on cremation in the native English native Indian manner. There we go. Yeah, I don't know why I read English there, how I... The Royal Command has yet to issue their authorization for this ceremony to take place. Guess it's because they skip back to this English. Oh well. Either way, cannot do much more here. We need to leave.
Hurry, Holmes!
There we go.
I see someone coming.
One moment.
No,
Just take care that everything appears undisturbed.
we're actually at where we were before.
Quickly, let us secure a cab. I must send several messages of great importance.
Okay, now we're absolutely where we were
Please
before.
sit down, Holmes. Even if you do not intend to eat, your constant agitation has been tiresome all evening. Besides, it threatens to ruin my digestion.
Yes, but this activity allows me to concentrate. I suppose in the solving of this case, my brain must have priority over your stomach.
Ah, Holmes!
Hush, Watson. I can hear steps on the stairs. But the tread is too heavy to belong to the person I was expecting. Ah, it would seem that the army has arrived. In time to settle our quarrel.
I hope I've not disturbed you gentlemen by arriving unannounced and at such a late hour.
Nonsense. Please come in, Lieutenant. We are pleased with the diversion offered by your presence.
Well, frankly speaking, I came with the hope that I could learn something of your progress on the case.
Well,
But you must tell me first, what is your interest in this case?
Oh, I see. Well, you must understand that, well, to speak plainly, Mr. Holmes, here is my position. I had not set foot on British soil for quite some time until now. A few short days ago, I saw an angel. It was Miss Lavinia, whom I then dared fall in love with. There it is, and I'm not afraid to say it.
My good man, your meaning escapes me.
Several moments later, her father lies dead, and she is considered the main suspect in this affair. But I tell you this is impossible, because I could not and dared not take my eyes off of her.
So what is your concern?
It seems my unguarded and devoted attentions towards Miss Bromsby during her troubled days have left no doubt as to my true feeling of her. Inspector Lestrade has intimated that the court may consider my testimony to be tainted by my affections, thus my evidence disregarded. What is worse, I could even be accused of giving false evidence.
Ah, that is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
We will take
Yes,
every
they are.
effort to avoid it.
They're absolutely adorable. Also, dare I just say, green wallpaper, you guys know what that means to these
What do you
times,
want of
right?
me?
That is why I have come to see you, Mr. Holmes. If I must seem to abandon her to save her honor and her life, then I will leave. Even if it means the absolute destruction of our happiness. But you, Mr. Holmes, could you intervene so that I will not be brought to this terrible choice? I will be eternally in your debt.
Naturally, you must not lose hope, young man. Am I not right, Holmes?
Anything is possible, Watson. Your hope is based on an assurance, which in good faith I cannot give, my dear Lieutenant. However, I can give you this advice. Abandoning Miss Bromsby will do her case no good, even if her appearance in the dock proves unavoidable.
Like, in like the Victorian era, green wallpapers had high levels of arsenic, especially very bright green colors, because that was the only way at the time they found green through the toxic arsenic. The problem with that was, with humidity in the room and all that, those wallpapers shed those poisons. I don't know the other colors that had it, but one of the most famous ones of those colors that I vividly remember is Paris green. So essentially they would poison themselves with their dresses and wallpapers. And it got so bad that it wasn't only in the wallpapers, but there were several people that wore dresses of certain colors of fabric that were made also with cheaper dyes and stuff. And it wasn't just the green, but there was other colors that, like, you know, the court always gave like the fashionable dresses, and the court they could afford like really expensive colorants. But there was another color, I don't remember which one anymore, but I remember there was instances of ladies fainting, and I think one even died. Because they got cheap imitation dresses, and those dresses contained poisonous colorants because they were cheaper than, you know, what the royalty would wear. It wasn't the greens, I think, it was something different, but I vaguely remember that there was multiple instances of colorant being toxic. But yeah, green wallpaper and arsenic is a very
goodbye,
prominent
Lieutenant.
issue
I
at the
will
time.
heed your advice, Mr. Holmes.
Wait, I will see you to the door.
We got him, Mr. Holmes. He was going into the Bromsby cement works.
What did you say, Wiggins?
The man you're looking for went into the Bromsby cement works, mister, to the rear entrance. It was at night. Stapleton spotted him clear as day. Isn't that right, Stapleton?
Here's your money and your extra guinea as promised. Well earned, lads. Bravo, Stapleton.
Sometimes, Holmes, I do not know what stops me from...
What are you going on about, Watson?
You know very well what I am referring to. This brave young soldier is in total despair and broke down in tears in these very rooms. But the great Sherlock Holmes could not give him a farthing of hope or compassion. No, on the contrary, the great Holmes assures him instead that his beloved will likely stand trial, which...
We do not have time to argue my methods. My irregulars have just found the mysterious passenger who took the train with a man presumed to be Horace Fowler on the very night that Fowler was murdered. Our elusive passenger has been traced to the Bromsby cement works. There is not a moment to lose. I must return to that place. Are you with me?
The Bromsby Cement Works, of course.
Oh yeah, also there were arsenic dresses, but it was actually not just it wasn't really killing the wearer as much as it was killing the makers, but that's not Huh. I'm just looking at poisonous museum items. Hats could be dangerous. Mercury was often used in the preparation of furs to make hats. They had her breathe in the fumes, which gradually poisoned them. Flammable crinoline, yes, that's known. Arsenic animals? Methods vary depending on what the specimen is and what's intended for. It had certainly been noticed as it wasn't always easy to keep specimens in good condition, not least because of insects that found easy sources of food in the skin, fur feathers and leaves, and would happily destroy whole collections of taxidermied animals very quickly. The solution at the time was essentially to make the specimens poisonous to the insect, and they were rubbed in arsenic. And lead makeup, but that was not the dress color that I meant. There we go, Sheila's green. It wasn't Paris green, so it was a green tone. Okay, so Paris green was bad with moisture, but it didn't kill the wearer as much. Sheila's green was a mix of lead and arsenic. Lead was the other thing I was searching for. And that reacted really terribly with sweat on the skin. So people would get skin cancers and stuff really, really quickly. Okay.
According to Mr. Goblet, the cement factory will be guarded by a pair of dogs. We need to be very discreet.
Mm-hmm.
Come, Watson. Stay here, Watson. If anyone attempts to scale this wall, then cross over to this side. Make as much noise as you can to attract the guard.
Be careful, Holmes.
I must get to the main office and locate the key to the Fairfax Theatre without being noticed by the guard and his dogs. I must stay hidden at all times when I move.
Yeah, which is not easy, because he doesn't always move the way you want to. Where am I? There, I don't know what the dog's puffing is, so that's my issue.
What now? Who's there? Stop where you are.
Investigation failed to get all the necessary evidence in time. Therefore, Mr. Vinny was accused and sentenced to death for the murder of her father, Herman Grimble. The right-hander Sir Bromsby killed himself 3 months after these events. The Bromsby enterprise collapsed, causing a major crisis in the city. I shall always regret these unfortunate events and my failure to close this case.
We shall examine
We
shall examine the evidence acquired yesterday.
It doesn't go.
A wood
We
trinket.
have to do all of
Let me
this
study
again.
this more
Are you
closely.
fucking
Very
kidding
fine
me?
white cotton.
This means we have to redo everything
recognize
that I
the
just
style
skipped
of
to
this
and
trinket.
already read it.
Let's examine greasy substance. Very interesting.
Oh my goodness, can I skip through everything? Please.
I
Please.
could not wait for you much longer. We have but a brief moment to discuss your notes before joining the inspector at Sherringford Hall.
It doesn't
Holmes must
actually
have
go
spent a
back to
terrible
the
night.
scene
My
beforehand.
word, Holmes.
It
Even you
said
have
you
admitted that
completely
this case is
failed the
uniquely
case if you
perplexing and
found.
difficult.
You are, of course,
Ah!
correct. I still
We have
not
to do
arrived at a
literally
reasonable and
everything
definite
again.
explanation of these events.
Everything that I
You see,
already did
Watson,
again.
our success lies entirely in our ability to sift through the vast amounts of facts and evidence we have at our disposal and discern which items are of true significance.
Oh my
We
goodness.
cannot allow
Guys,
ourselves to be
this-
blinded by the
this
superficial
is
logic of
not
false
nice.
hypotheses. We also must not overlook the trifles, as by their very existence they can destroy the most solid
Third
of theories.
time's the charm, right?
Watson, consider this. All persons intimately involved with the
anything
preparations for the
to
reception
read
knew
on
the
there.
precise position Sir Bromsby would occupy on that stage. We must remark that they had this knowledge for at least a week beforehand. Numerous experts have made much of the fact that the deadly shot was of unnatural precision. We have also learned that Horace Fowler was a renowned expert on all types of mechanical devices and automatons. Then Fowler is found dead a mere 2 days ago.
Let me look up deadly
These facts
colours
give
of the
rise to a
Victorian
serious
era.
line of
Not just,
inquiry.
I know
I
they
find
were
your
more than.
deductions quite probable, Holmes.
But how can we explain the guest list with notes?
Arsenic.
Any probable theory about these events must correspond in all ways, including the smallest of details. Watson, I have a general idea of what you discovered during your return to the Flatham railway station. Please correct me if I get any detail wrong. You learned from the station master that several minutes before the arrival of the last train to London, 2 men entered the station one after another. First, there appeared a tall man clothed as a worker. His hat was lowered to hide his eyes, his right hand bandaged. He took a place in the right corner near the platform. A few moments later, Horace Fowlett came in and sat down on a bench. He spoke briefly with the station master and by all appearances seemed to be freezing. I can add that you have probably learned that the station master began to work in Flatham only 4 years ago. The rest you can tell yourself.
Really, Holmes, you were right concerning the information I received from the station master. When I entered the railway station,
Chrome yellow. Sheila's green and some blue tones. Okay, I'm gonna, once we have the next cutscene, I'm gonna like read a little bit about poison stuff. Watson's mustache is so cute. Yeah, it's so like nice and clean looking.
it could be.
I don't care. Yes, we're gonna skip through these talks, because again, this is the
Hello.
third time that we're
Do you see him off? Was there? Where was
going
he?
through these, but yeah. I
And
think
what-
going through a
if
little
it's-
bit of history and poisonous colours
Well,
would
I'm
be
all-
interesting in a murder case, right? Okay, I'm gonna read an article while we wait for cutscenes to play. But right now there's a decent bit to do for us again. Oh, come on, go to the side ring. Come on. So it's the first one and the third one. First one has the feather. And he can't run. The third one has a cap.
Someone has forgotten.
I'm gonna so save before I do anything. In the courtyard again, and we're done. Okay, we can't skip this, so waste talking to Wiggins and going to Sherlock Hall. This
A
is
red hair.
by the
This is
TMC
splendid, Watson.
Library Health Science Research Center.
I did not dare to disturb your
Toxic
thoughtful
love,
hours
how
of
Victorian
time.
era obsession with
I'd
both
quite
colours
forgotten
haunts
about this
libraries, art and archives almost 2 centuries later. Books typically seen as harbingers of knowledge and culture can also have somewhat of a sinister side, particularly when looking close at their anatomy and their historic period in which they were made and published. Archivists and special collections, librarians Tara Sims and Kelsey
What can we
Coyne
do
at
for you
Texas
today,
Medical
Mr.
Center
Rose?
Library have recently
now,
embarked on an
Wiggins.
investigation to identify, test, and quarantine some of its most intriguing and potentially hazardous items.
Mind
Beautiful,
your look sharp.
vibrant
There'll be an
Victorian
extra
era
guinea for
books
the lad that
bound in
finds it.
materials possibly dyed with heavy metals such as arsenic, lead, and mercury. These
You
texts,
must
hidden
leave
with
now,
our
Watson.
archives and
Let us
special
return to
collections,
Sherringford
not
Hall.
only offer a glimpse into a time when fashion and industrial practice often prioritized beauty over safety, but they also reveal a fascinating intersection of art, science, and history, underscoring its dangers faced by people in the past and the unexpected hazards that haunt the shelves of some libraries and archives today. The Victorian era, approximately 1820 to 1914, was a period of significant social,
Hello.
cultural,
You
and
seem to be in a
technological changes. Grandeur, opulence, and excess were distinguishing traits
Wait, and how do you...
of the fashion style and overall desired aesthetic during
Well, I
these
must leave
periods.
you now.
Chemistry and
Please say
engineering
hello
practices
for me
were
to
also
your doctor friend.
heavily manipulated during this time, giving rise to new and vibrant dyes created by manufacturers who
My
used lethal
respects.
substances like arsenic
Have you
to
ever met
achieve.
The nephew of the late Sir Bromsby.
Hold on.
Oh, I have seen him just a few times since I was hired at Sherringford Hall. He was a very tall...
Where am I? There. Like arsenic to achieve eye-catching, rich-colored book bindings in
Have you
beautiful
seen
hues of green, yellow, red, and blue. One of the most striking and popular colors of the time was emerald green, also known as Paris green or Shearer's green. This vibrant and long-lasting green dye, far superior to any other greens available at the time, became a favorite for book publishers, who at the time who used to create to create attractive book covers that stood out on the shelves. The people's poison, arsenic. The craze for bold color didn't stop with fancy book binding. It wasn't long before these dangerous heavy metals infiltrated their way into almost every aspect of Victorian life,
Tell me. So, well, I will
being
see
present
you
in
later.
every
Goodbye.
form, everything from sweets and wallpaper to toys and medicines, as well as most dyes and paints utilized for
Well, it's not
decorative
too
and
bad.
aesthetic purposes in clothing and fashion accessories. As a result,
The
this
sequence of numbers
repeated
found at Fowlett's, it has no effect.
overexposure, was it this?
It is simplistic. This could what
I've
could
played
keep
this so
bank
much that
statements?
I know this by heart now. That's crazy.
I have a feeling that I should inspect this Fairfax Theatre. It appears to be Bromsby Enterprises territory now, and Grimble...
Not one shred of paper about the inheritance.
As a result of this repeated overexposure to extreme high levels of these heavy metals, Victorians of every age suffered agonizing,
But what are we doing at this place?
prolonged illness
Why
from
did you
things
ask
like
me
arsenic and lead
to
poisoning, but no one suffered more from exposure to these deadly compounds than the individuals working in the mines and factories to fabricate these products, day in and day out.
Hello, Mr. Goblet. The last time I saw you...
Skip through this.
Are you the watch... Who is Reg...
In 1917, the monthly review of the US Bureau of Labor Statistics reported that severe ulcers
In truth,
on
I'm
the
interested
skin,
in the recent murder of Sir Bromsby.
severe
My investigation
irritation of
convinces
the
me
mucous membrane of the eyes, nose, throat, and gastrointestinal irritation. Nails drop off and the skin appears somewhat mummified. In intense cases, death sometimes results, aka in all of them by the end.
also
No,
Um,
Mr. Holmes, you must make
illustration
haste.
and medical
Stubbs has not been by for over 2
journeys.
hours.
Thank you,
so
that.
I'd expect him in the next quarter hour or so.
I didn't want to
No
know.
need for thanking me. This is small.
Oh, this is fun. They show some leaflets. The Grey Lavender Maker, representing the toxic adulteration of sweets using arsenic and plaster of Paris in the 1850s. Bradford sweet poisoning, huh? And then the leaflet in a magazine, Arsenic Soap, Dr. Mackenzie's special.
closed.
To nourish the skin, whiten the hands, and improve the complexion, it was guaranteed absolutely harmless. Well,
Come, Watson. Watson, stay by this window and let...
All right.
let's see if I can do this blindly.
They must have never cleaned here before.
Okay, let's do this real quick.
This key reminds me of another.
Not again. Luckily, no, it's not broken. I just have to click back. Okay,
Let's have... It is young Grimble, and their visible photographs as...
because again, we've gone through this before. To the office we go. I said to the office we go, Holmes.
Closed. This is a veritable museum.
First of all, this. Spectrum of hazards with
Is there
emerald
anything under this tiny...
green binding laced with arsenics are perhaps most arsenics. Wow, arsenics are perhaps more ubiquitous and common than other heavy metals used in book
Examine
production
this
at the
statue of
time.
Ganesh.
It's not the only toxic relic from the Victorian era.
A miniature.
Many other pigments used in the 19th century were laden with other hazardous heavy metals such as lead and mercury. Lead, for instance, was widely used in various dyes as a dyeing agent in Paris, and is a serious neurotoxin that poses significant health risk, particularly to children from repeat exposure.
Closed.
Yes, shut up.
Closed.
Let's see that one. There we go. Got the papers. Need to read the papers. Oh yeah, need to first click on
This
read.
writing is very hesitant.
Whatever, we already know what's there. Now we need to go back, paste the figure on the bridge. The Poison Book Project is an interdisciplinary research initiative at Winterthur Museum and Garden and Library at the University of Delaware, focusing on identifying potentially toxic pigments used in Victorian-era publishers' bookbinding components. Recently, the initiative identified the presence of lead chromate employed to create the pigment chrome yellow in bindings of several 19th century books.
What a beautiful model.
In the collection, the appearance of chrome yellow may range from deep bright or olive greens achieved by mixing chrome yellow with various percentages of Prussian blue to yellows, oranges, and browns. And there are a lot of poisonous books there. That's interesting. Graphics are really fun to see. Similarly, mercury was another common ingredient contained in vibrant red pigments of the time. Red mercury sulfide, which occurs naturally in the mineral cinnabar, or as the synthetic pigment vermilion, is bright and durable pigment. For thousands of years, mercury sulfide was used to create a beautiful shade of red. Vermilion was widely used in the 19th century in the production of
Closed.
wrong key. Can't take the key.
I can't keep these documents.
Can read these. There we go.
Hurry, Holmes! I see someone coming.
One moment.
Yeah, whatever. Vermilion was
Okay,
widely used in the 19th century in the production of marbled end papers
Please.
located directly inside the book plates of Victorian-era books. The toxic
Yes,
effects on humans due to high levels and repeated exposure to mercury were well known by the 1800s and yet continued to be used excessively to manufacture items later found to have caused mercury poisoning, including products like the fashionable top hats worn by most men during this period. Okay, so there's really vibrant, when you open a book, the first book page essentially,
What do you want?
and the
Ed?
last book page that hold the
Well,
other pages in place with the cover, they have marbling of yellow, reds and blues, and those were super poisonous a lot of times.
Sometime.
Okay, time to go here and time to save.
According to Mr. Goblet, the cement factory will be guarded by a pair of...
Time to save. And I'm gonna save double because I don't trust this. We're halfway through this article. Maybe we get some chance to read more of it. I think it's very interesting to see which colors were actually poisonous. But yeah, let's actually play the game some more.
Come, Watson. Stay here, Watson.
A lot of
Anyone
times
attempts
they
to
had
escape
blue
before we
books
cross
here,
over to this side.
or, you know,
I'm-
fabric, especially fabric-bound books. Like browns and blues and stuff, they could do with more natural, different pigments. So that is what they mostly used here. And let's save one more real quick. So like I have some older books, but those are like a bit older than Victorian era, that have a lot of blue, and they were all fabric bound essentially. Okay, so what I wanna do... that's a problem. Problem is the dog that can see us. Have to stay behind here. Problem is he is gonna... I don't know where the dog is, that is my problem. Okay, can't go that close.
Stop where...
Okay, I wanna go behind the dog, I think. And then once the dog has passed this, I wanna go behind this cart and wait for him to leave. Holmes, don't get stuck there. Holmes! I need to go to the main office. Nope,
What now?
we can't. Okay, let's redo this. How are you supposed to do this if the dog constantly sees you? No, I'm not faster than the dog. To wait for the dog to pass by again. But then the other guy's gonna come close to me too. Where's the dog going? No.
Now. Stop where you...
Okay. Okay, apparently when you don't run, I think. At least the dog hasn't reacted yet. Last time it did. Should have seen us by now, because last time it did. I think it's the running that got me. Is it? Maybe?
Closed. Perfect, I am here. I believe I shall find the key in this office. I must repeat all the steps I took before to get the Fairfax Theatre key in Greece.
Yeah, you mean all the steps that I did before 3 times now? First of all, let's do this. Wondering why they still have a lamp on. It's probably just for our convenience. Like, why is their lamp still on? Either way, we know the steps. Now for the fourth time, I guess. I'm gonna play a little bit longer because I actually want to make some progress, considering that we had to just replay this 3 times. Oh my goodness. I'm not losing it, I'm totally sane. What do you guys mean? Why can you run in here now? I don't understand. Anyway, I'm gonna save date the crap out of this. And
I
hope.
need more information.
What do you mean you need more information?
I need more information.
But we have the warehouse key. That's something I found that I didn't read or something? No. What are you supposed to do here? You need to look in the safe again or something? I don't know, is there anything else here? Maybe the papers. I was thinking, I don't think we should open the safe again because we took everything out, but maybe we can now take these
Observe,
papers.
Grimble must have been here.
There, because that's new. Okay, so it was the papers. Report about the investigation from Mr. Grimble. The presumption of a will is presented by a member of the bar. If confirmed by the presence of a writing not recorded nor notarized, might stand in support of petition to the court for determining succession of interest. However, for such an effort to be successful, it would require the courts to set up judicial precedents, as the case law is not signed in a specific manner. It's possible that in such a case the course may be prevailed upon for an expeditious decision. The argument exists that the crown shall suffer dire consequences unless the court settles this matter without delay. Our office would be honored to represent you in this case. Whatever that signature means. So the thing is, in the death scene or the end file case, when we failed the sneaking, it said that Grimble ended his life. The thing with that though is, I don't believe that. I think the red-haired guy may have ended him, aka the nephew of Bromsby.
Now I shall travel to the Fairfax Theatre, but I must take...
Yeah, we know. Don't run. No, no, no. Okay, our plan is to wait for the dog and then sneak around. I said not run, I clicked once. I clicked once.
Stop where you...
That it said he killed himself 3 months after these events. I think he didn't kill himself. I think it was the red-haired guy.
Now I shall travel
Okay, the nephew. Okay. I did not want to run and I clicked once, but he got stuck And apparently when I then clicked again, it made him run. I think I should go behind this cart here. I think he will not see me if I'm here. Holmes? Can you go more behind the car?
What now?
How did you see me from
Stop
there?
it.
Okay, I don't understand. I did not run. Oops, wrong one. I did not run.
Now I shall...
How did he see me? Okay, I guess I'm just gonna go here then and wait for the stupid dog.
What now? Who's there?
Okay, he sees me
Stop
that
where you-
bad. Yeah, whatever. I cannot
Now
do
I shall-
this. Oh my goodness. Okay. But I can run out of this scene, right? There we go. Okay, let's go behind the cart here. Did not mean to run, but I should be fine, right? I need to wait for him to pass this place. And then I can walk. I'm gonna walk behind him. Nope.
What now?
Okay, I'm gonna go to
Stop
the...
where...
Okay, I'm gonna over to the right.
Now I shall travel to the Fairfax...
Yeah. We can do this. Come on, we can do this. Okay, I wanna go behind this card again. Then I'm gonna wait for this guy to like go here. And yeah, I'm gonna ignore the dog and then I'm gonna go from behind the card. And quickly sneak into the theater while he's still on this side. The thing is we cannot run. Maybe we can. Okay, we can run and I think we should. For him to not come around the corner. Maybe we can make this?
Come, Watson. Let us enter.
Quicker!
Watson, look to the gate and let me know if a guard or anyone else is coming.
All right, Holmes.
Heck yeah. Can't believe I made that. Okay, you can hardly see
My
in
word,
here.
I can't see anything.
The thing is we have matchsticks, but
I must light the lamp. I can't see a thing.
that's a lamp. I couldn't see that that was a lamp. Ah, look. Okay, we have an oven thing. We have a chandelier.
This lock is very old. I think I may be able to force it. Let us enter. I must light the lamp. I can't see a thing.
Except for conveniently the lamp. Who would have thought?
I must light the lamp. I can't see a thing. Ah, now I see better.
Hmm.
Traces of blood and hair.
Black hair, not red. Interesting. It's a very interesting theater.
The theatre was transformed into a warehouse when Bromsby bought it. Few traces remain from the old days.
That's why it looks very interesting. Oops, there's a thing missing. No. I thought I could go up the ladder, but I guess I can't. I can go further. Doesn't seem to be anything here. There's another door and nothing else.
This place is rather sinister.
Mm-hmm.
I need something. I need something.
Okay.
Quicklime! I must take precautions, as this substance is quite dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Especially when mixed with water.
Some relics from the theatre days, most likely. Some relics from the theatre days, most likely. Some relics from the theatre days, most likely.
Okay, and what am I supposed to do here? Like, for real? What am I supposed to do in this room? Can I go here? Yes, I can.
The knot is too tight. I need something to cut it. This is quicklime. I need a mask to protect myself.
A mask or something similar, I'd say. It's gloves. Yeah, quicklime is really not that great. When briefed in, that is. Say anything for you? Can you not just use the curtains or something? Okay, I guess you can now click on the bandage. Could not before.
Clean cloth. I can use it as a mask.
Okay, let's move on. They definitely changed the looks of the theater quite a bit. Must have been a very splendid theater though. A little bit narrow. Still, very impressive. I always love to imagine what this place is like beforehand.
This is quicklime. I need a mask to protect myself. At least with this improvised mask, I can now enter the room with the quicklime. We are running out of time.
Yeah, no. Shit, Sherlock. That employees move. Okay, there's a corpse here.
I need something to remove the body.
What do you mean you need something to remove the body?
I need something to remove the body. I need something to remove the body. I need something to remove the body.
So there must be something else that we can't use. Maybe from the theater days or something? Couldn't click on the other stuff beforehand. Oh, shovel. How convenient. Also, I love that he was like, I need to wear a mask. And then promptly he doesn't wear a mask.
No, I need to find something else. Gee, but what did you do with the shovel just now? Some relics from the theatre days, most likely. Some relics from the theatre days, most likely.
Can you not use
Some
any of
relics
these
from
things?
the theatre days, most likely.
Oh my god. Fine, we have to find something else somewhere else. How about a card? Or this thing, this convenient carry thing that you could surely use by yourself. I guess not. There's glass there, can't you use those? Like actually, so many things you could have used to get the corpse with, but no, we have to figure something else out. Oh, this card, no. Nothing here. Something else in the theater that I need to find. Oh my goodness. Home, just take the gloves that were in the room in the front, take them, and get the freaking corpse out. Anything here? Oops, that was my headphone. I was wondering what that sound was. Anything? Anything?
You may go, Holmes.
I don't see anything here that I can click. Anything else in this room that I've missed? Next to the door on the other side I saw like a thing that looked like a shovel, but I don't know, it always showed just that I can open the door. I've been thinking about this thing when I went back just now. Okay, now I can click it. The thing is, I was looking at it early and I was like, nah, I can't click it, it just lets me go through the door. And now I had to think back because that was like the only possible thing that felt out of place. I'm glad that I actually remembered that. I thought about that while I was entering the room. But you couldn't click on it beforehand, so that's probably why, because when I exited the first time I didn't take the shovel.
A passport issued to a man named Johansson. Perfect. A bottle of liqueur from the Richmond Abbey. Watson, over here. Watson, go secure a white cloth around your face. One can be found in the room. When you are prepared, join me.
You don't
All right,
even have
Holmes.
one. You don't even have one. But yeah, quick lime reacts violently with water, and it is absolutely bad for your lungs.
Oh, poor devil.
Yes, there is something of the devil in this. However, I'm sure in a way you have not considered. We should take our leave as quietly as we came. I do hope that Lestrade will follow my instructions to the letter. If we want to keep our advantage in this inquiry, no one can know that we have discovered the body.
Do we have to sneak it? Oh my goodness, we don't have to sneak again. Or that. Whoops. Well, that goes well. And he's laughing, and I was just like, what the heck, Watson? Okay, I guess we're booking it. Bye. Only one of the men is running after them, interestingly enough, and it's a Chinese person. Okay.
It seems to me that we have gathered all of the key elements, Watson. However, before we retire, let's summarize our findings. The questions should be answered yes or no, and justified by the evidence or testimony received during the investigation.
Okay, I just read some interesting facts. Effects on hydrated lime and quicklime on the decay of buried human remains using pig cadavers as human body analogues. Recent casework in Belgium involved search for human remains buried with lime, demonstrated the need for more detailed understanding of the effect of different types of lime on cadaver decomposition. They were buried without lime, with hydrated lime, and with quicklime in shallow graves, sandy loam soil in Belgium, and recovered after 6 months. Observations from these fields recoveries informed additional laboratory experiments. The combined results of these studies demonstrated that despite conflicting evidence in literature, hydrated lime and quicklime both delayed the decay of carcasses during the first 6 months. This study has implications for the investigation of clandestine burials and for better understanding of archaeological plaster burials. Okay, so the thought primarily at the time before was that the lime actually quickens the process, but all it does actually is reduce the smell, and it actually can, in a lot of cases, lengthen the progress. They did use lime a lot in like Rome and stuff, because they just had like burial, like deep holes for most of the corpses, and they would essentially throw them in the holes, cover them with a layer of lime. I guess also to reduce the smell mostly, but yeah, they thought that it helped decompose the bodies, because the lime is quite, you know, heavily reactive, but apparently no, apparently it's actually doing the exact opposite. That's very interesting to know. Does Herman Grimble own the only set of keys to the Fairfax Theatre? Truth I'm investigating. Can't me pile evidence. Say no more, here's the key for the office. I also have the key for the Fairfax Theatre. No, I don't have the key. The only key I know of was given to Mr. Grinville. Okay, so that makes me think of, does Herman Grimble own the only set of keys to Fairfax? Yes. Does Captain Lowry have anything in common with Bromsby Enterprise? Yes. How's Captain Lowry? His repeated disagreement with his superiors during the construction of the bridge over this abyss. Probably this guy. Maybe this one. We don't know who the unknown person in the picture is, so maybe? I'm not too sure. Can we say Wyatt Collins, the nephew, is an honest person? Mr. Wyatt Collins was discharged, I should be early informed. Let's see, by giving up the British subject was arrested. This is our embassy policy to inform when a British citizen stands accused of a crime. Yes, no. Okay. Personally welcome nephew. He was hired as a supervisor. I believe the hard-working way of life will have a heavy effect on him. That bit rise up. Don't think young Wyatt is a thank you. It's a ne'er-do-well, but his acquaintances in London have negative effect from him. Okay, I think this one should be the one. Is an honest person. Well, the thing is we don't know that. Seller from the Italian Spanish company as well. The Indian company. Signed by Sir Bromsby office Grimble by the two men. It's completely can't see. There's a signature Masonic signs. Better money space in frequent use. Toy for us. American knick-knack. What font seller? Say this is red anyways, that's the wrong thing. If you have delayed I've seen just a few times. Stop visiting because of Aquara. He's very tall and slender with a bright red hair. He's not well mannered. Black Sheep, he had a bad habit of stealing from the wine cellar. Okay. So the thing is, I would say no, but kind of yes. Can Herman Grimmel be Bromsby's heir despite the missing of an official will? Probably yes. Because of these notes. I have the feeling something isn't going quite right here. And I will have some errors. Was the man found at the old Fairfax Theatre from abroad? Maybe this one? Masonic sites, cut both in Bromsby's office. They found the same blank statements. The signs of Bromsby. I don't know. It's probably wrong.
Error,
yeah.
Let's check our answers.
The thing is, I'm not too sure. We found
the
this.
Should be answered.
Oh.
A passport issued to a man named Johansson. Perfect.
From abroad, yes. Found the body for quicklime issued. The name of Johansson indicates departure from Calais, France to
We
Portsmouth.
must have made an error, Watson.
Okay.
The question
So
should
I
be
think
yes or no, and
I
justified by
think the error
evidence and
lies in
testimony
with the
received during
righteousness of the
investigation.
nephew. Problem is, he said that he was a righteous man before, but like they were not. So he can be an heir to him. I think that one's right. Wyatt Collins. I mean, Mary said he wasn't. Is there any other text that we have on him? I think the texts are yeah, that was that. It was the British Embassy text. Personally welcomed the nephew. Doesn't seem bad fellow at first glance, but I think he needs a firm hand. The court returned a verdict of guilt for Mr. Miller and Mr. Kirby. As assessors in the accidental death of Louis Castiglietti during a brawl, the Inn of the Golden Apple. A court returned a verdict of guilt for Mr. Miller, Simpson, Kirby, and Collins. Okay, this one must be right. Okay, so that?
We must have made an error.
No,
Watson.
where's my other
Let's
error?
check our answers. The question should be answered yes or no.
I'm pretty sure
and
this is
justified by
that
the
you
evidence or
can.
testimony received
Maybe it's not
during
an
the
earnest person,
investigation.
pretty sure we have that now. Captain Larry have anything in common. Maybe it's the... Maybe it's another one of those. Not got anything else.
We must have made an error, Watson. Let's check our answers. The question should be answered yes or no and justified by the evidence or testimony received during the investigation.
Maybe this one?
We must have made an
No.
error, Watson. The question should be answered yes or no and justified by the evidence or testimony received during the investigation.
Kalidasa Abyss. I mean, they mentioned that Kalidasa Abyss in the About Captain Larry. Do they want that?
It is simplicity itself, Watson.
Okay,
We
oh
have
my
answered
goodness.
all the questions.
Yay, I kind of got it. That was difficult though. Okay, what's he doing there? Is he playing dominoes?
Good morning, Holmes. During this long night, I got little rest. I cannot forget the terrible face on that poor fellow we found last night. And I won't even mention those unfortunate men we encountered.
That's a cool sugar dispenser.
You say bad luck, Watson. I think not. Lestrade will have something to say about this point when he arrives. Our dear Mrs. Hudson, she must surely have risen in the middle of the night to prepare such a feast. I presume that you have your notes, Lestrade. Good. Here are mine. You seem to be somewhat tired, my dear Lestrade. You must calm yourself.
Somewhat tired? Holmes, read it for yourself in the Morning Times. It speaks only of crisis, riots, and perhaps even revolution in the streets. The bank's in a panic, froze the entire assets of the Bromsby Company. Now Grimble's unable to pay his workers. They're leaving their work sites, marching in the streets, and even now breaking everything they see.
Good God.
My superiors inform me that in 3 days' time, Bromsby's largest suppliers threaten to stop all deliveries if a solution isn't found. It seems that the future of this city and even more depends on the resolution of this case. I must admit I'm at a complete loss.
And
My
he's just
superiors
playing
are
with
harassing me
dominoes.
hourly. Every day brings some new find to bedevil me.
Ooh, that's a
Perhaps it
pretty
hides all
domino.
some other mystery that confuses this case even more. And with all of this, you want me to calm myself?
Watson, would you be so kind as to pour a cup of tea for Inspector Lestrade? You see, Lestrade, the dimensions of this case are merely a reflection of the larger faults of our fragile and complicated society. London can be viewed as a game of 4 million dominoes, which are placed one after another, just so. Should some event cause one domino to fall, then another domino shall surely fall as well, and so it will continue. To stop this chain reaction,
Damn, we have a
there
slow
is
motion
only
shot.
one alternative. You must remove the domino, and this reaction shall cease. I agree
That
that the
was
sudden spectacle of all
gorgeous
these
animation.
dominoes is most disconcerting. This may lead one to make the reckless decision to remove any domino at hand to try and stop the tide of these events. But it is critical that we concentrate our efforts and reason on only one question. Which domino shall we take away? Or rather,
It
which
just
one are
broke
we
the beautiful
obliged to
domino.
take away due to its critical position in the chain of dominoes?
I know, Holmes. My superiors demand a guilty party, and they will have him. No later than the day after tomorrow. It matters little that I doubt his guilt. We discovered certain documents that offer proof that Grimble misappropriated funds for a personal enterprise while he was an associate in India. Sir Bromsby had discovered these improprieties, which gives Grimble an excellent motive to seek Sir Bromsby's death. So I have two strong possibilities for the guilty man. But I lack definitive evidence that favors one or the other. My choice is now ruled solely by a number of important presumptions and will have two immediate consequences. One of these individuals will obtain ownership rights in the Bromsby Company, and the other will have the executioner's rope. Either way, Holmes, we've identified one of your attackers. If you need me, I'll be at Sherringford Hall tonight.
You have shaken him, Holmes.
Such
But also
was
he
my
didn't tell
intent.
us much.
In such a complicated case, the police have their uses. I cannot bear if they start to lose their efficiency and reason. I'm going to get dressed while you study Lestrade's findings.
Oh, he left him here, okay. Well, we're not gonna do that till next week.
And read the documents Holmes gave me.
'Cause the only reason why we did overtime was because I had some issues. Tension and technological issues. A lot of them. So, shall we see who's rateable? I am so tired. I feel like I would deserve a Pokemon card pack, but I don't want to open one right now. I think I'm gonna just keep to the one tomorrow. I feel like going through all that 3 times. It's more than enough. Okay. For filing the graveyard keeper, we already rated as Hellfire Knight. Songs of Glimerick. Box with tacos, trying out demos, huh? What's Windrose? Fair Pirate, here we go. Okay. Windrose. What's the site Theoria doing? Could also watch Halo. Halo would be interesting, right? There's not many people streaming many things, that's a problem. Problem with the demos is they're like in the middle of it and it's probably gonna end soon. So I'm not gonna watch that. We already rated Sapphire Knight. The others aren't really doing anything that I could watch. BG3, they're in the middle of a really long session, so that's also not a nice raid. Hello, the Master Chief Collection. That's a raid crazy one. Why not? Okay, there we go. So yeah, it's see them play Halo, huh? I've never really gotten into the Halo universe, I don't know, but I know that a decent bit of people like it, so that's at least something good. I don't know, but I don't feel like writing Halo. We're gonna keep to it. We're gonna write them. Why not? But yeah, thank you all for sticking with me through this. Well, kind of annoying part of a repetition. I shall definitely save a lot more. after critical scenes in the future in this game. Although I think next week we can definitely finish it. I think there's like 5 days that you like have to investigate this, and we are already on day 4. So I think we're like maybe 2 days away from finishing this, and I'm very curious how this case ends. It's definitely a fun game. Just yeah, just a bit old. But yeah, thank you for watching. See you all on Thursday.